Have you ever walked into a room and felt every emotion, the tension, the joy, the sadness, like a tidal wave crashing over you? Do people say you're too much, too intense, or even too quiet, yet somehow you still make others uncomfortable? If you're someone whose presence seems to stir the world around you, this video is for you. Today we're diving deep into the reason why people can't handle your energy, and why your isolation isn't a curse but a signal of deep inner power. We've broken this video into 9 powerful chapters that will guide you from confusion to clarity, and most importantly, self-acceptance. Let's begin. Ever been told that you overthink, when really you're just feeling what others miss? Your energy isn't just intense, it's pure. It's unfiltered. When people meet someone who doesn't wear masks, doesn't play social games, and doesn't dilute themselves to fit in, it triggers them. You shine a light on what they've buried. And light is blinding when you've sat too long in dark places. You're not too much. You're just raw. And in a world full of filtered personalities, rawness is radical. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, it's a refined spiritual radar picking up energies others remain numb to. You are not meant to shrink to soothe others' discomfort. Don't let others' unresolved darkness define your brilliance. Why do you feel most alive in solitude at 2 a.m. or deep in nature, but drained in crowds? Your soul remembers something ancient. It recognizes truth in silence and power in solitude. This isn't loneliness, it's alignment. What you call isolation may actually be sanctuary. Those who carry profound energy often walk alone, not because they're not lovable, but because their presence demands authenticity. Your energy isn't compatible with masks, so until someone shows up fully, they can't truly connect with you. You're not broken for preferring solitude. You're just learning to walk your unique spiritual path, a path fewer tread, but those who do shine the brightest. What if every person triggered by you is actually just facing themselves? You may notice how strangers randomly open up to you, or others seem offended by your silence. Why? Because you're a mirror. Being around someone authentic, deeply attuned, and vibrating higher reveals all the places others are hiding. It's not you they can't handle, it's what you reflect. Your wholeness highlights their fragmentation. Your alignment contrasts their chaos. Many can't face what's inside them, so they project discomfort onto you. Don't diminish your light to comfort those unwilling to look within. You reflect truth. And though truth can be painful, it's also sacred. You absorb everything: emotions, unspoken thoughts, moods. Ever wonder why you feel exhausted without doing anything? You're not just sensitive, you're energetically porous. You feel everything. You walk through a room and feel decades of damage in seconds. That's what makes you magnetic, but also exhausted. Being an empath in a chaotic world is like trying to meditate in the middle of a storm. You require energetic hygiene, grounding, clearing, retreat, yet society tells you to toughen up. But this is your superpower, to feel. Your emotions are sacred instruments of divine frequency. The world needs more of your depth, not less. Embrace your sensitivity. Cleanse your space. Honor your energetic boundaries. You weren't made to carry the world, only to heal it through alignment. Have people disappeared from your life ever since you started evolving? Spiritual growth is like rising to a higher floor, and not everyone is willing to take the stairs. As your energy elevates, the mismatch becomes impossible to ignore. You'll lose relationships, friends, jobs, but it's not punishment, it's preservation. You don't align with drama anymore. Toxicity is intolerable. Shallow conversations bore you. That's not pride, it's awakening. People aren't leaving you, they're being removed. Let go with grace. Every departure carves space for divine alignment. You're not behind, you're simply becoming. And the right people will meet you where your soul resides. Why do you give endlessly, yet feel depleted at the end of the day? Healers often attract the wounded. A light draws both seekers and moths. In trying to fix or help, you overextend, forgetting your healing is meant to inspire, not rescue. You aren't here to save. You're here to be. But your empathy can addict you to giving. This is how burnout happens, not just of the body but of the soul. You deserve reciprocity. You deserve peace. You deserve to receive as much as you give. Set sacred boundaries. Not everyone is your assignment. Save space for your own healing. A full healer is a far greater blessing than a drained one. They see your glow, but they don't see the grief that birthed it. Awakening isn't angels and crystals. It's heartbreak. It's shadow work. It's facing every illusion you've believed and peeling layer after layer, until your soul is raw, real, and radiant. You didn't become wise by floating over problems. You learned by drowning and finding your breath. You've had dark nights of the soul where isolation felt eternal. And still, you rose. Every spiritual awakening demands a death of identity, attachments, ego. So yes, your energy is intense, because you've survived alchemy. Your isolation was never emptiness. It was a sacred womb, preparing you for your rebirth. You weren't born to fit in, you were born to recalibrate the vibration of humanity. The world doesn't need more conformity, it needs frequency. Your depth, your insight, your inner fire, they are keys to a collective evolution. You're not here by accident. You're a frequency keeper, an energetic pioneer. You may disturb the status quo, but that's because you are the answer someone is praying for. Humanity doesn't evolve through echo chambers, it evolves through awakened minds and open hearts like yours. Even when you feel small, your frequency ripples through time and space. Your energy may feel like a burden now, but one day it will be recognized as medicine. Keep sharing. Keep being. Keep vibrating truth. What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're simply remembering who you were all along? This chapter is your reminder you're not too much. You're not too sensitive. You're not broken. You're becoming. The isolation you felt was a cocoon, not a coffin. You are now emerging, not as someone else, but as you. Authentic. Whole. Aligned. Powerful. Claim your space. Speak your truth. Lay down the shame. You are here with purpose. And you are needed, exactly as you are. Your energy may challenge people, but it has also awakened souls. And that is the kind of legacy that touches eternity. You don't need to chase belonging. You already belong to the stars, the earth, and the divine within you. So stand tall. Walk boldly. And remember, if this video touched your spirit, leave a comment below with, "I claim my energy." Let's create a space where authenticity is celebrated. And if you're walking this path alone, know you're never truly alone. Spiritual warriors recognize each other across time and space. Subscribe for more soul-deep content, and as always, stay awakened, stay sacred, and keep shining. Have you ever envied those who just don't feel as much as you do? Those who seem happy living on the surface. The truth is, it can be painful to know too much, to see through people, to hear what's not said, to feel lies and smiles and deception hidden in kindness. Most people don't want to see reality, they've built entire lives around avoiding it. But you were born with eyes that pierce illusions. You carry ancient memory. You sense karma. You receive downloads in your dreams that others dismiss as fantasy. You intuit truths that society isn't ready for. And because of this, others may find your presence unsettling, not because you are wrong but because you make their illusions tremble. Do not dim your knowing just to be accepted by the blind. You weren't born to conform. You came to awaken. Let your sight be your sword, your gift, and your guide. Are you the one in your family who never fit in, always questioned tradition, and felt like the outsider? Congratulations, you're likely the generational pattern breaker. The black sheep is rarely celebrated, because they're the ones sent to awaken dead bloodlines. Your role wasn't to repeat inherited trauma, but to transmute it. You may have been judged, criticized, or emotionally abandoned by those closest to you. But that's because unconsciously they felt your mission, and it threatened everything they were taught to uphold. You broke codes of silence. You challenged ancestral pain. You refused to carry what was never yours. That takes divine courage. You weren't sent to fit the mold, you were sent to melt it. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. One day the seeds you're planting in spirit will bloom even where your name was erased. Souls like you move kingdoms from within. From the outside you look calm, but if people saw the inner wars you've survived, they'd bow before your strength. You've endured silence that screamed louder than words. Nights when the weight on your chest felt unbearable. Times when giving up felt easier than holding on. But instead of crumbling, you transformed. Your wounds became portals. Your tears became prayers. And every time you thought it was the end, your soul whispered, "Not yet." Not everyone understands this kind of resilience, because most people only cope. But you transmute. You alchemize pain into wisdom. And warriors like you don't get medals, they get misunderstood. Wear your battle scars like armor. Even in isolation, even in weariness, remember this: the universe doesn't test the weak. It sharpens its strongest tools through fire. You, my friend, are forged in sacred flame. Feeling behind in life? Wondering why love, success, or clarity haven't arrived yet? The spiritual path isn't linear. Your journey doesn't follow society's clock. Why? Because your timeline is divinely unique. You're not late. You're not failing. You're being calibrated. The isolation, preparation, the heartbreaks. initiations, the delays, protection. What you feel as a pause is actually the universe aligning circumstances in the background, ones fit for your frequency, not your fears. You're not stuck, you're in spiritual gestation. It's sacred, it's slow, and it's unfolding in perfection. Breathe, trust, align. You're not forgotten, you're being forged. The longer the wait, the deeper the foundation. Something extraordinary requires precise divine timing, and you, star soul, are worth the wait. What if all your spiritual becoming was just a return to the truth you began with? The deepest irony of the spiritual journey is that we're not actually becoming someone new. We're remembering who we were before the world told us who to be. Before the labels. Before the trauma. Before the projections. Your isolation isn't about changing who you are, it's about peeling away who you're not. Every moment alone was an invitation to hear your own soul's voice louder than the world's noise. You are not your wounds. You are not your past. You're not the roles you played to survive. Beneath all that, you are light, power, peace, presence, and most of all, love. Welcome home, old soul. What you're feeling is the sacred remembrance of your divinity. You were never missing, never broken. And finally, you're returning to the frequency of your highest self. If you've made it this far, this message was meant for you. You are not alone in your sacred isolation. You are not abandoned, you are becoming whole. Type, "I remember who I am," in the comments to affirm it. Let's continue building this soul tribe. Subscribe to unlock more soul messages, inner healing, and spiritual light codes. Until next time, honor your path, embrace the solitude, and never apologize for your energy. You are divine, you are destined, and you are deeply, deeply seen. Keep shining, warrior soul.